Welcome back, everyone, to History Podcast, where we dig into the stories you thought you knew. I'm your host, Gustavus.
And I'm your co-host, Christina. Today, we are strapping on our armor and heading back to the 17th century for a battle that, and I'm not exaggerating, completely changed the course of the 30 Years' War. We're talking about the Battle of Breitenfeld.
That's right, Breitenfeld, 1631. And when Christina says it changed everything, she means it. This is one of those moments in history that's a genuine turning point. It's like the plot twist in the middle of a movie where the heroes, who've been getting beaten up for an hour, suddenly figure out how to win.
A perfect analogy. So let's set the stage. Europe is in the middle of the 30 Years' War, which is this incredibly brutal and complicated conflict. It's basically a massive tangle of religious and political fighting.
Right. And into this chaos sails the King of Sweden, Gustavus Adolphus.
A great name, by the way.
The best name. He lands in Germany in 1630 with a pretty solid army, but a lot of the German Protestant states are hesitant to join him. They're scared of the emperor.
But then something happens that pushes them over the edge, the sack of Magdeburg in May 1631. The Imperial Catholic Army just levels the city. It's an absolute atrocity, and it sends shockwaves across Protestant Europe.
It really does. It's the, okay, now it's personal moment. So the electorate of Saxony, a major Protestant state, finally says, fine, we'll ally with Sweden, not because they want to, really, but because they have to.
Exactly. So that brings us to the battlefield, a big plain just north of Leipzig. On one side, you have the experienced Imperial commander Tilly. He puts his cannons on a ridge and arranges his infantry behind them in these massive, dense, square formations called tercios. It's the old, reliable way of doing things.
Old and clunky. On the other side, you've got the combined Swedish-Saxon army, and the battle begins, as they so often did, with a massive artillery duel.
And this is our first clue that things are going to be different. The Swedish artillery was just superior. It was lighter, more mobile, and could fire 3 times faster than the Imperial cannons. The effect was devastating.
But then, a moment of high drama. The Imperial cavalry slams into the Saxon flank.
Completely collapsed. They were newer troops, not as disciplined as the Swedes, and they broke and ran. The entire Protestant right flank just evaporated. For any other army, that would have been game over.
Right? You'd expect panic, but this is where Gustavus Adolphus proves why he's considered one of the greats. He sees the flank collapse and he doesn't panic. He adapts. It's incredible.
He quickly pulls units from his center, swings them around to form a new defensive line, basically refusing the flank. He's improvising on the battlefield in a way that was almost unheard of.
And then he goes on the offensive. His more flexible, linear formations combined with that mobile artillery just start to chew up the big, slow Imperial squares. The Swedish cavalry charges, hits them in the flank, and the whole Imperial line it disintegrates.
And we should really pause here and emphasize how revolutionary this was. The Imperial tercios were these huge blocks of pikemen and musketeers, almost like human fortresses. They were powerful, but very slow to maneuver.
It was a total rout, a complete disaster for the Imperial side. They lost something like 7,000 men killed and another 6,000 were captured. And the impact was immediate. This was the first major decisive victory for the Protestants in the war. It shattered the myth of imperial invincibility. Suddenly, Gustavus Adolphus is hailed as this Protestant hero, the Lion of the North.
And it proved his military theories were right. Mobility, firepower, combined arms, this was the future of warfare. After Breitenfeld, other German states finally felt safe enough to join Sweden, and the whole balance of the war shifted dramatically.
It really was a watershed moment, not just for the war, but for military history. And on that note, that's all the time we have for today on History Podcast.
Thanks for tuning in. Join us next time as we explore another fascinating story from the past. Until then, stay curious.